to the Antisocial Podcast, the first podcast of 2021, brought to you by the lovely, lovely, lovely people at Adrian Flux.
Adrian Flux just really loved the fact that we would abuse our viewers on the life advice section, so they decided to have us for the new year. So that's great
Exactly,
news.
great. We've signed up for another 6 months, so yeah, you know, our pockets are very full.
I was going to say, I hope that the podcast isn't going to end up being a car crash. That's the thing.
Oh,
So-
right, well, Princess Diana in the corner.
Oh my
you
God.
know. Anyway, what I want to say before we start, right, it's 2021.
If only she was sponsored by Adrian Flux.
Yeah, it's 2021. Please, 70% of the people watching this video right now are not subscribed.
What the actual fuck are you doing? You're trying to ruin our year already. What is wrong with you?
Is that actually 70%?
Yeah, it's actually something.
That's rude.
Imagine going on a channel and not subscribing, especially one with Charlie Roxburgh on.
Exactly. Look at him. Look how happy he is.
I am happy, man.
Yeah, we see your comments about him.
Yeah.
Some of them make me giggle.
Can I just say, right? Charlie's died twice, and you're still hating on him.
Exactly.
He's died
Are
twice.
the comments that bad?
What?
Are the comments that bad?
No, they're fine.
Yeah,
Guys, when I actually used to read the comments a lot, there was no hate, and now suddenly there's hate, apparently.
Yeah, it started off with a lot of hate from me, and then they kind of went away from me, and now I think you've took the baton. You're like Mo Farah
Nice.
in the 4x100 relay.
You fucking want something. I don't care. All right, lots of love to you. But anyway, 2021, welcome to it.
Yeah, I think, how long have we been going for now? Is it 2 or 3 months?
Oh,
Well,
good question.
When
was
we
the first?
filmed this, yeah.
when was it?
October.
28th of September, it was, you know.
20th.
28th.
28th.
Yeah, that was the first podcast we did there. Antisocial #1. It done quite well, didn't it?
Well, I expected it to do like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna do like 2,000 or 3,000, 4,000 in 24 hours, and what did it? It did like 15k maybe. And we were like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah, it's a fat, chunky one.
Yeah, what did you think each? Like how, before we released the episode, so let's say we've recorded it, okay? It went like however we think it went. How did you actually think it was going to do?
Well, I just said.
How did you think, Charlie? Yeah.
I thought it was going to start off with I thought it was going to go how it went, where like, it starts off well, but then we have like a little dip, and then it starts to build itself back up again, because every new thing you get like everyone's excited for it, and then the people who become your audience kind of stay. But I didn't expect it to be as high as the first one. Like the 1 million month in the first month, I think was massively
it was almost as high as us that month.
Yeah.
Pretty much all we're saying is it's all downhill from here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Downhill from here.
But I think
2020 was good, what it wasn't. But for the podcast, it was good. Downhill from here.
Yeah.
Well, no, I disagree. I mean, obviously, I know you're joking, but the third month has been a good month.
Yeah, I think
December's been good.
So I think we should, before we like start talking about that, should we like not review the podcast, but kind of say like what was your top 3 podcasts?
Who was the weakest link?
Yeah, who was the weakest link?
Yeah, I just hated
Cam sex stories.
Yeah, the Cam Cooking podcast was the worst one for me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Too much dildos for me.
So pretty much we were like, should we get a guest? And Cam was like,
No.
Guys, I am the main attraction here. I'm the main character. So don't need a guest, you know. Bambino Becky, fuck off. Will you? Just actually been on for the Christmas special.
all we get called is the one who ruined X, so I'm Alex's boyfriend and Bazinga's friend. That's all we get called in the comments.
Yeah, if we were an Avengers movie, we'd be the Avengers, the sidekicks.
We would be the sidemen and the sidemen, technically.
Yeah, we're like the middleman to the middlemen.
The side man.
Yeah, the side men.
Oh, God.
What would you say your top 3 podcasts have been?
Near Chew.
Yeah, the need to show the one that's not. You'll be up now by the time you're watching this, but I felt like that was probably one of the funniest ones because it was so funny, but I don't know why.
Neither do I.
Because I was going to say a word you can't say that. You were being very, very weird.
I was cracked. I don't know how happened to me. On that
Crack.
Was that because
Crack a Fortnite, guy.
Nietzsche was like you're a big fan of her? Big.
I had no. I didn't know who Near Chew was until the day before.
This man doesn't know anyone apart from the sidemen.
What I thought was funny in that podcast, he goes, Minecraft, so how do you make it fun?
He's like, what's the point?
I don't get
What's
it.
the point of it?
Like you dig for wood and then you build.
Dig for wood in the ground. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'd say to make it quick, it'll be Near Chew, Chloe Hodgson, and
Chloe Hodgson, why?
because I've been a big fan of her stuff anyway. I was always waiting for that podcast, but not found out that was.
Pretty much he's saying that he fancies her.
Yeah. So Chloe, please reply to his DMs if that's...
And his texts. Yeah.
And his texts.
And his missed calls.
And his most scored. You know, while you're at it, get them all done. Why... Why was that your favourite podcast though? Like, was it
Because
the content was good?
for me it was someone that I've watched for a long time. Like Near Chew was someone like completely new, but I found the podcast very like entertaining and very fun. Chloe was someone that I'd been watching for like a long time, and then I was like looking forward to like putting like name to content creator to face kind of thing, and then seeing what she was about. And obviously like she stayed behind after, and then it was still the same kind of person. It was very like enjoyable.
Yeah, she got very drunk.
She did do that. We all did.
Yeah, she was doing like she was doing catwalks, wasn't she?
Yeah,
remember she was like doing catwalks up and down. Yeah.
That was a strange one.
Oh, you
That
mean
was-
Lauren?
Lauren?
No,
Oh,
Lauren
Chloe.
got drunk.
Chloe.
Are you all right, mate?
Come in the conversation. It's
No,
fine.
I thought you were talking about Neatude that was doing.
No,
I fell asleep after the YouTube podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Can I just say?
I was so confused.
After the podcast finished, the first thing Charlie just go, Nikki, come and have a look at me dick costume on Minecraft. I was like, at least buy her a drink first, Charlie.
It was my dick skin.
Oh,
It
your
was
dick
out
skin.
of context, that sounds mad, but
Yeah, it sounds like
it was a weird.
We were saying it sounds like a snake skin, like, do you know when snakes shed and they just have like a little dick skin in the back of their
I just got it in like a tub.
Yeah. This was this year's. That was last autumn's.
Yeah, summer season. No, oh no. Who was your third? So you had Near True, Chloe. Who was your third favourite? You think?
Lauren Alexis one was very funny.
That was the first one that really did bits.
Banged.
Yeah,
It's the only one that's bang.
yeah,
For the bang.
because the Alex one did well. Obviously, did really well. Like I think it's on nearly 50k. I want to say, but the Lauren one was the first one. I think that went past our viewer kind of from our own
Just hit
channels.
a completely different demographic.
Yeah, well, how did you think like that was going to do before we got her on?
No idea. I was like, I had no idea either. But I was just excited. I feel like it was a really solid podcast until we all got very, very drunk, especially Lauren. And it, like, you didn't see it, but there was about 20 minutes of just waffling, like just.
Oh yeah, we had to
complete
cut a lot of
waffling.
stuff. A lot of stuff was cut.
Yeah.
On audio only.
It's just 'cause the
audio
bit
only
where-
got worse.
There's a bit in the normal podcast where she says something and there's just a clear cut at the end, and then it's just thank you for watching the Antisocial Podcast.
This might be a good time to say, like, if you do go and listen to like the audio only versions on Spotify or any other kind of platform, on that podcast, there was a moment where we asked for life advice from people. People asked give us their advice, basically, that we give to them. And some poor kid was just like, I'm a virgin, and I'm looking to, I'm a virgin, and I'm looking to, basically, I was trying to like.
You wrote the email, so tell me.
It was basically like, it was a kid who was a virgin, was having like girl troubles, and he was just like, I don't really know what to do. And Lauren was just like, yeah, fuck their best mate.
And we're like, Lauren, he hasn't actually looked a girl in the eye.
Yeah, he
fuck his
can't
best
do it.
mate.
Yeah,
Fuck his best mate.
She was like, that's what I used to do. I used to do is go fuck them. I was like,
Yeah, so when we get drunk, they're fun for like the first 45 minutes, and then afterwards it just goes a bit tits up, and then we kind of regret it.
Yeah, can you remember when we uploaded that and then we just were watching how well it was doing? We were like, what the
Speak for
fuck?
yourself. This man,
that
honestly.
man, he's like,
Oh, look at the analytics. We've actually got a 19.4 CPR in this. This is the top one we've ever had.
This man, he goes, we've just had 24.3k, guys. 24.3k. We just walk in his room and he's just sitting there. He's got 3 monitors and he's got a dashboard on each different one. He's got analytics on one, videos on another, sub
What, you're trying to make me out like I'm off
with a
Dexter's laboratory?
with a bucket of Vaseline and tissues right next to it.
Yes.
That's actually for me psoriasis, guys, before we
And he's
move
like,
on.
and he's like hunchback in Notre Dame. He's like leaned over, just staring into analytics.
Yeah, that's me. Anyway, that's me. It went up. It did so well. It's got like 300k now, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking for a podcast.
The thing
that's
is
like,
also like that's what it was like
For us as well.
We've all now
Yeah.
done videos with Lauren, but none of those videos have done as well as the podcast, which is what I find absolutely bizarre.
I think it's because what we found is that when it's people's first podcast, they tend to do a lot better because people haven't seen
Their personality.
their real personality. Whereas if people have done a few podcasts, people are like, well, there's only so many times I can listen to that they watch YouTube in school. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think with that one, that was the first one where we thought, shit, like this is actually could be really big for her, like the podcast in general.
Yeah,
I
for
thought.
sure. I mean,
Yes.
like if the first video got like 5-10k and then the next one was like 5-10k, it would be like what?
Yeah.
Like what? Like obviously we've got a direction of where we want to take the podcast and do stuff between all of us and our own personal goals. But I think that was like a really nice like lift up. That
Yeah,
we
it
could
was.
actually just be like, you know what? We could fucking
take on the world.
We can do this. You and I together, we can conquer everything.
Sounds like a Jeezy song.
So
it was good.
So us starting the podcast, I don't think any of us had high hopes. I'd say me and Cam, correct me if I'm wrong, I'd say we're quite pessimists and we always be like, oh, it's going to do shit, it's going to do shit. Whereas I think Charlie's just happy to be here. He's just happy to be here. So we I never at one point was I going to be like, haha, this is going to be like the biggest podcast in like the fucking world. I was just like, oh, I just hope we like get like 300 from the charts or something at least. I was like, I hope we just get there. Like in the charts so we can be like,
Yeah, that was what we said at the start, though, wasn't it? Like, well, me and Aim was like just to have like a viewer base that actually just watched the podcast. Because imagine if we just did it and we had just like our mums and dads watching. Because remember, your mum at the start was like, fix the audio, about all that shit.
I'm so sorry for people like who listen to the audio's been.
Yeah, it has been fucked.
It's really hard sometimes because I've got the laptop next to me and if I can't hear everything that's going on, sometimes I just can't do it. But we've just hired someone else to do some more post work. So
yeah, can we just say Charlie took a degree in audio?
Engineering. Well, he dropped.
He dropped out. You know, it's fine.
I bet like his father.
It was so sad. It was so sad that I learned everything for like audio production in 6 months, and I was doing really well. My lecturer Nikolai was just like, you've got a good talent for it. You're good at this. But just please, can you stop dicking about in my lectures? Can you just like start working? I was like, yeah, cool. Then hit the 7th month, and then the lecturers just got worse and worse, and all the machines were broken. I was like, fuck this place. Why am I here?
Was Nikolai deaf? Or was he? No, he wasn't.
He actually used the vibrations of the floor.
No, probably acid head. But then like I started editing, and I was just better at videography and editing within like the first few weeks, which was kind of
mate,
sad.
you know, people's talents come in different ways. They come in different ways.
And you just will come one day.
Yes.
I'm still yet to discover my talent.
Anyway, on the topic of top 3, who's your top 3?
Oh, good question. Obviously, post we've not seen the near YouTube one, but I thought that was just really funny, like unnecessarily, really awkwardly funny. Especially afterwards, when we were talking about some of the stories as well. But then I don't really know. I feel like I have them all quite on a playing field. I'll probably have to look at some of them to be like, oh, okay, because I can't think of them off the top of my head.
I think what's going under the radar, because we know her so well, I think the Becky podcast was the first podcast where it was kind of mates have, like the Lauren one was very having a laugh, but we met her on the day. Like I think the Becky one was the first one where we all kind of, we had topics, but we were just having a good laugh.
Natural, and we didn't have to do as much like research. We just know a lot about her naturally as being her friend for 3+ years.
I think for me, the best thing about doing the podcast is about meeting like new people. Like to be fair, you don't have to go on your phone. You can see who's on the wall.
literally knock on the wall.
But for me, like I can look at most of these people. Like I know quite a few of them like already. So it's like it's more about like the new people. Like I didn't know Nia Chu at all. Like, I didn't even know who she was. I knew of Chloe Hodgson, but didn't actually like know her. Mm-hmm. And then, say for example, you got Kira, didn't know her. I've met Sharky a few times. I know him. So for me, things like where like I know people, like Alex, Sharky, George, etc. I would find, and Becky, I'd find those hard to be like up there in the top best ones for me, because it's not like, I didn't walk away from anything. I just felt like, we made a good podcast.
Do you know who took me by surprise quite a bit? Kate Elizabeth.
Or just her looks.
Yes.
Carmen, you hearing this?
You're not
you hearing this touch the light?
You tease me.
No, but I thought Kate might have been a bit. She never done a podcast. Channel's very like cuts, like with vlogs. I didn't know if she'd be like a confident speaker, but she was so confident.
Mm-hmm. And every time we asked her a question, she was just going on and on, not in a bad way. Like she just generally was a
bloody waffler. Get her fucking off.
She was like a confident speaker, but no, I agree with you. It's people that I didn't know, because I'm like, oh shit, like I feel like I really like the Sharky one, because it was more about it, like obviously I've met him before, but I've never sat down and be like, tell me about your childhood, Sharky. Whereas just like being able to like get to know him more, I like the Callum's Corner one. I thought that was really funny as well.
To be fair, I haven't not enjoyed a single podcast, which is what I've enjoyed the most about it, because I haven't met one twat. I think like you're right about the Kate Elizabeth one, because for me, when she first walked in, I've heard about stuff from Kate before. I've seen comment sections, and I've seen stuff like that, and you'd have like it's hard not to, but I don't have like a preconception of what someone's going to be like. But then when she sat down, had a conversation, and spoke to her after the podcast, just really, really lovely girl.
I agree.
So like, it was really nice to see, and I've actually watched more of her videos since.
Yeah. Well, how do you think the podcast after the K podcast, after all them? How do you think now? I imagine we'll be on like 30K subs.
When we're filming this right now.
Hopefully we're on like 100K by the time you're watching this.
But I think
if you're not, subscribe, turn on notifications.
Yeah. If you said at the start of October, end of September, by Christmas, New Year, you'd have 30K subs, what would your reaction have been?
I'd be like, Okay, cool. Because I don't think 30k from October to there is like a big achievement.
You don't think it is a big?
I think looking across our 3 platforms, I don't think it's huge. It's not like, oh my God, look at what you've done. I just think, okay,
Yeah,
good.
but platforms are quite
but
a niche thing. Not everyone's
also,
into them.
For sure. But also, as a podcast, it's like the way I've seen like, our growth, it's just continual. It's not plateauing. It's not dipping. When we notice a dip, we do something else. December, we're doing double uploads when we're recording this now.
Not 2 a day.
No,
that's
up
too
2 a
much.
week, and that's been working like really well for us. Going into the new year, we already have our plan of what we're going to be doing. And I feel like we're trying to stay on top of things that way, not allowing to become. I just think we're quite organised for like just people who aren't being managed.
But on that topic of 30k, do you think that's just
I think
all right achievement?
It's okay. I think it's fine. It's good. I'm happy with it. I'm not like, oh great, we're flopping, or I'm not sitting there thinking we're great. I'm happy with our views.
But
I think the views for me are something which is great.
What about also so obviously views, yeah, you're getting views, whatever the fuck. But also like the community, the interaction. Are you happy with like how the little like?
Not gonna lie, mate. Apparently, I'm getting a lot of fucking hate. So
No,
fuck all of you.
That's from like the when it goes past
External,
our when it comes past. I mean like the little because I feel like we have
The people that watch every episode, like I like the comments that people go, didn't know who this was before, likes them now.
they're the best. They're the best.
Or if they go, I didn't like this person, watch this podcast, now like them. So I like when I see stuff like that.
Do you know what I think was a big episode for like the community where you're saying that kind of thing? Was the one where it was just us about.
Oh, you're bringing it back to you again. It's all about you.
You know what?
Yeah,
guys?
I feel like the
about
turning
you.
point was a Cam Kirkham
I feel like the turning
episode.
point was me because main character. I think
Shut up.
when we told them stories about wanking on Skype.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know. You know, haven't done it since. I don't think. I think that.
Sorry.
Right.
Moving on.
He likes his chatterbait private shows.
If you think the Polaroids are only on the wall, oh my God, just you see. They go in people's DMs. Don't know what the fuck that was. Anyway, I think that was a big one for people not getting to know us, that's a bit weird, but like just
Getting to know us more.
Yeah.
Getting to know
Like
us more.
personal stuff, you know. Yeah, for sure. Like I think for me, like when you build like a community and people who become avid watchers and listeners, that's what I enjoy, because those are the people who send you like DMs on Instagram or Twitter, whatever, tweet
Skype.
you. Yeah, some people send friend requests on Skype, being like wanklord55. But those kind of
All
things.
right, Dad, calm down.
I actually got a message from the guy saying, "Oh, I really like the podcast." By the way, I went, "Oh,
Don't know, hop on a call sometime. Catch up.
My
Reminisce
webcam's
over
still
old
broke.
times.
Don't know what's happening with that.
No, but those are the kind of things which I really like. That makes it kind of rewarding. You know, when you make your own content and people are like talking to you about like you, but like I'm doing this with you too, and it's like kind of like a group project kind of thing. So it makes me feel quite proud of what we're doing when people will message or tweet or whatever saying like, oh, I'm really enjoying this.
And I don't know if I'm sure we've talked about it off camera a lot, but for example, the same people that message me and say they like my videos is not the same people that message me and say they like the podcast, which I find interesting. Like a lot of my mates from school who have never messaged me about my videos. I mean, I don't blame them, but then they'll be like, "Oh, by the way, I really like the podcast. Keep it up," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" So it's like it's quite nice. It's like a different demographic. It's normally white males. They love a podcast.
I love a podcast. White
They
males
love
with
a
an
podcast.
opinion
Love a
is actually
podcast.
called a podcast.
Yeah. Wait, did I mention this on the last podcast? I don't know, my memory's awful, but I like that tweet. Remember I said to you that it was like, instead of going to therapy, white male start a podcast.
And that is literally us. That's literally us. We've all had our struggles.
Technically, it's like a therapy session, especially with the Cam Kirkham Iconics episode where we
The
talk
main
about deep
character
shit.
episode. Yeah.
You fuck off with your main character bullshit. You fucking villain.
I'm not a villain. If I was in Kick-Ass, I would definitely be
A pussy.
a pussy.
Yes.
A pussy slayer.
What type of superhero do you think you would all be?
Okay, we're doing this.
I feel like I'd be one that's cool, but no one actually
Man.
cares. Like, no, I'd be like Aquaman. Like, people know him, but they don't give a fuck about him.
Oh, have you watched The Boys?
The boys.
Nah. I'll put
Depends
on-
what you define
Not
boys.
gonna lie, I put it on for like a couple minutes and I went, fuck this.
I thought it was class. You would be the Deep, which is like a man.
A man, just a man.
Just moved in the local neighbourhood.
So just to give you background, several sexual assault accusations against him.
Right.
So that's not.
Merry
that
Christmas.
be me?
You know,
That's
hope you
not-
have a good New Year.
That's not your part of you, but it could be if the shoe fits, mate. But
You've got a sexual assault face.
unlucky. But the part is that his special ability is that he can
tash.
talk to fish and communicate with fish. So he goes into the water and he can ride whales.
Well, I
and
love
shit.
animals and that, so I
There
feel
you
like that'd
go.
be mine. So I love animals.
you
Not
imagine-
quite literally with the accusations.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine Evie's face when she's obviously a vegan? You go, by the way, I can't talk to fish.
Well, she probably like that.
Would she?
Yeah, because I'm not eating them. I'm talking to them. I'm helping them.
No, sorry, I talked to them. Did I eat them?
Yeah, like Harry Potter, but instead of snakes, it's fish.
Yeah, exactly. I can speak fishy tongue.
Fishy.
Fishy tongue.
Fishy
I
tongue.
hate that so much.
I don't
Parcel
know.
tongue
Let's move on from
fishy tongue.
superheroes, please.
Oh, the next thing I wanted to ask was,
How's your mental health?
what impact did that have? Take away podcast individually. What is your biggest achievement you feel like you've done this year?
This year?
Yeah, 2020. Well, the last year.
I can't why do
Wait, stop it.
Sorry.
Stop. Talk.
Just talk, fam. Just talk. Why don't you answer the question first?
Oh, he knows what his is.
Go on, you
What
tell
is
me.
mine?
What's
The
your-
Cam Kirkham episode on
It was
Answers.
quite good, just get it off my chest. No, I'd probably
your
say...
big
Why
Why do your voice crack so much? Are you 14?
Am I 14?
Yeah.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
I love it.
Are you 14? Oh,
Yeah,
just slid it already, guys. What's under the table? My definitely moving to London. Surely that's got to be the biggest achievement.
Yeah, that'd be mine too. He's ungrateful. He's probably just like, I don't know.
Him getting his free bus pass has got to be up there.
Yeah.
No, I think...
Or finally getting all his grey hairs coming through. That's got to be up there as well.
Yeah. I think moving... Oh.
And you wonder why people hate him in the comments.
What?
Shut up, you bastard.
Talking about biggest achievements.
Yeah, my biggest achievement. This. The Happy Days.
This, the podcast.
I
I thought you just said you weren't too happy with it.
I'm not too happy with 2020, to be honest with you. No, I set loads of goals for 2020 and then I haven't achieved a single one. Like,
What was one of your goals?
happy.
wanted to do 3 Roxburgh sessions. Literally couldn't because of COVID. Like, you can't get in the studios. Wanted to hit 100k on YouTube. Ended up doing Twitch stuff instead. First few months, that went really well. And then I've started to do videos again. Get to 70 kilos, lean.
And fuck a 14-year-old.
That was actually, that was not one of them. But yeah, and didn't reach a single one of them because of COVID. But
Because of COVID. Yeah, because of COVID.
No.
That's my.
Well, there was
reason
no
for my
gym
failure.
for 4 months, so how can I get lean?
I would have been a footballer. But it wasn't for COVID.
Would have had a million subscribers if it wasn't for COVID.
But I've set my goals for next year being like mainly higher to try and make up for this year.
I think the biggest thing with setting goals is it's got to be like a structure in place to actually meet them. And I think if you're just setting the goal and then you're like, right, what do I do now?
Yeah, when you set long-term goals and then you attain like small-term goals to reach those long.
I tell people all the time, and I don't mean any disrespect, but I think it's so stupid. Like, it's so nice to set yourself goals for the end of the year, but just to do that is so stupid. You need to set an end of the goal one, but then set monthly ones. If you set one by the end of the year, let's say I aim to hit 1 million subscribers. Not going to happen, never mind in a year. So let's say I want to hit 1 million subscribers, and then, it comes to like 1 month away, and I'm still like 800k off. I'm just like, it's my end of the year goal. Well, no, you need to put monthly goals, but you don't have to take it too seriously, otherwise you will probably end up crying yourself to
Gary
sleep.
V. Oh, but apart from the crying yourself to sleep, don't cry yourself to sleep, guys. Anyway, talking about goals, let's move into 2020.
Santiago Muniz.
Yes, great player, Shame about everything else. 2021, okay?
Yeah.
New year, right? We're in it now. Who are your dream, let's say, right?
Harry Styles.
Realistic, quite attainable, but might be a bit of a push, and dream. Who guests? Who?
What dream as in the dream?
As in,
What
if
the
you
fuck?
could have anybody.
Dream is in dream.
3.
Yeah,
What
dream.
are the 3s? What the fuck? Can we do this one at a time, please?
Right.
So unrealistic. Everyone say they're unrealistic.
Unrealistic.
guests.
Harry
Yeah.
Styles.
Harry Styles, why?
See,
A fucking beautiful man and very talented. I would literally sat there just probably staring at him. Be like,
that would be a great podcast.
I just let him talk for an hour.
Yeah.
mine would be Harry Styles as well, but I don't want to say the same person. So,
sorry.
Out of anybody, Harry Styles. Like, I like him,
To be fair, like, it'll be Harry Styles or it'll be George Daniel from 1975. And I think Harry Styles would just be interesting because of his lifestyle and then obviously him. But George Daniel, because of he does production. So for me, with like music stuff, I'd literally would probably sit there for an hour and a half and just pick his brain about everything.
He would be. Is he unrealistic?
George Daniel, 1975 drummer and producer.
No, like dream or unrealistic.
That would I don't really see that happening anytime soon. But I would say that if it was even realistic or unrealistic, that would literally be my dream podcast guest, George Daniel.
What about you?
well, I was going to say Harry Styles, but if not, probably Steven Gerrard or Fernando Torres.
Steven Gerrard. You just want to play football, but...
What about you, lad?
Wait, before, why Steven Gerrard? Just for people that don't know.
Just love him. Probably the reason why well, not the reason I love Liverpool, but he was the main reason why I started to support them. The reason I started Liverpool because I liked the goalkeeper kit. That's the only reason. But
Really?
Yeah, I liked the Peperina kit. I didn't ask for the Liverpool kit. I asked for the Peperina kit for Christmas.
But could you, Scousers are going to get pissed off here, but could you deal with in the mic for...
I mean, I'm from Scotland, so yeah.
very true.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know if Steven Gerrard's a good talker though, is he? Like,
Of course he is.
No, yes.
Yeah, of course.
He's good. He's good on interviews and stuff.
Yeah, I was actually someone got him on their podcast every month and I was watching it. And he's quite good.
Oh.
He doesn't really crack a smile that often, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen Steven
Can
Gerrard.
imagine like the England team with Gerrard and Scholes and everyone would have been fucking miserable.
Well, my dream guest would either be...
Matty Healy,
It wouldn't actually. I mean, it wouldn't, so you've embarrassed yourself.
Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll, yeah. It would either...
Slow tie.
One of them would be slow tie.
Okay.
But that's not my biggest one. My biggest one...
J1.
Why don't we just let him talk?
Yeah. maybe if you know the person actually answers.
Yeah, the main characters.
Yeah.
Sorry. Iggy
Uh,
Azalea.
I would say Bugsy Malone would be my number one dream guest. Why is that? What the fuck?
Why?
Because he's got a really good story, and I listen to all these or J. Cole. Either
J.
one
Cole
of
would
them.
be sick.
Yeah, J. Cole, but I know J. Cole's like past unrealistic.
I thought you told me yours would be Drake. Unrealistic.
I mean, Drake would be a really
J.
good
Cole's
one.
past unrealistic. What the hell?
Yeah, that's
No,
yeah.
it's still unrealistic. You can't be past unrealistic.
Well,
It's
he
just
said that.
But
unrealistic.
if we're going to talk, because I feel like Bugsy Malone probably would be able to get on at one point. If we're talking about totally unrealistic, I'd say J. Cole, because I feel like he's got loads.
Right. What's the next one?
The next one is mid-tier, so kind of
Mid-tier.
like if we
It's
keep
like Clash of Creators tearing people
Yeah.
who are like, who relevant?
Callum G. If we keep going, we in let's say 6 months, podcast keeps growing. Who we could get on? Who you'd like to get on? Who would that be?
Lewis Capaldi.
That's a good one. See, that's a good one.
I'd love Lewis, if you're watching, come on, please. Come on the podcast, please. From
Wait.
one Scottish man to another. You told me I sound like you, so come on.
Haven't you actually seen him in real life? Like you told me a story.
Oh
Don't
no,
tell
I
people.
walked past him at one of the BLM marches. I was standing right next to him, and I was like, "Oh, it's Lewis Capaldi," but I wasn't going to say anything. Obviously,
You
it's
said
a
that
bit
message
weird.
in the group chat and we was like, tell him to come on the podcast.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
was
no,
like,
he was just standing right next to me at one of the BLM marches, and I was just like, oh, it's Lewis Capaldi.
He's from the same place, like town, isn't he? Or city?
What, it's me?
Yeah.
No.
I thought he was. Or like 10 minutes or something.
About 20 minutes away, yeah.
That picture you sent in the group chat was very strange because it didn't seem like a BLM march like in London. You was like in the field with mountains surrounded by...
because we arrived quite late, so it was pretty dead.
They were all gone.
It was literally like me, Lewis Capaldi, and like 4 other folk in the field.
You know, all big in the Black Lives.
You made a difference.
What about you?
Ooh.
Like someone that is a big goal, but also it's you have to work to get it. Anyone coming to mind? Or
No, not really.
should I?
Yeah, you answer yours. I'll give mine a think.
I feel like mine would be
Alan Shearer.
Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer is a
No,
big
I'm
one.
going to say Alan Shearer.
You're going to say Alan Shearer?
I'll take Alan Shearer because I have a contact for Alan Shearer. But Dad, if you actually do watch these podcasts, can you please do the thing?
Wait, what? Do the ting,
the
Dad.
ting, Dad.
Come on, man.
His
man,
dad is
them.
Teddy Sheringham, for anyone that doesn't know.
Yeah.
No.
His dad's not being very trella.
I'm joking. No, Alan Shearer because he was at my sister's wedding.
Were you there?
I was there at my sister's
Yeah,
wedding. Yes.
he's got a photo from me. Not like he
Have you actually?
I'll show you a picture of me.
With Alan Shearer?
Yeah.
See, in Newcastle, Alan Shearer's like this mystical beast that I don't actually think exists.
No, he was there. He stood there. at the wedding.
I feel the complete opposite because when I seen Alan Shearer at St James's Park, nobody was even coming up to him, and I was thinking, is that because he's there like every week, so people are like used to seeing his face by now?
No.
Because like no one was saying hi to him, and I was like, Alan, all right, can we get?
Alan.
I'm like, can we get a photo? And he went, nah.
Why?
And then I went, how come? And he went, I can't.
What, was he in a wheelchair? Was he out for the season?
I don't. He was. I think he was. So he was commentating the game, but he wasn't starting for like another 20 minutes. So I think he needed to like get ready or something like that.
Okay.
But he just went. What happened after he went? I
can't. It was
We just went. Okay.
And then that was it.
That was
What conversation?
Well, that'll be a good
I can't wait for
combo
that
for the
conversation. The podcast, yeah. That'd be so like all going to be like,
Because then he'll just reply going, yeah. And then we'd be like, so, your favourite pixie? No.
Pixie?
I don't know.
you really were struggling for conversation.
Yeah, I was.
I'd say I'd definitely Alan Shearer or Harry Redknapp because if we're going to talk about that, then that's like contacts that I can get to,
very true.
which are like unattainable. But
Harry
also
Redknapp would
contacts.
be so funny.
Oh, it'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Dad, do the thing.
Do the thing, Dad.
Do the thing, Dad.
Oh,
Yeah, link up the man, dem fam.
I'd also like to get on a lot of. I'd like to get on a lot of comedians as well. Not necessarily like anyone in particular, but I think it'd be so sick. Obviously, it's quite hard with the big bastard COVID. The struggle is we can only really get people that are in London. If anywhere outskirts is like kind of impossible at the moment. But I'd love to get comedians, like Kevin Bridges, Jack Whitehall, Frankie Boyle, just anyone that I think would just be such a good person just to have and just have a good conversation.
Yeah,
with.
I'd love to get James Charles on. How banter would that be?
Yeah, that would great comedian.
I'd love James. Yeah, my favourite comedian.
Very funny.
Loved his Netflix special.
Yeah, instant influencer, guys. I was rocking off my seat. Strap in if you're watching that one. James Charles. Yeah, I think we actually messaged Kevin. Well, I messaged Kevin Bridges on behalf of Antisocial. I had to go on. I was trying to fucking find the Da Vinci Code, like a Horcrux, to get it. Like
What?
his
You
email.
love a Horcrux, yeah?
I love a
don't you?
Horcrux.
You love a Horcrux.
Destroy them all.
Everything's a fucking Horcrux.
Cam's done like a Harry Potter like marathon in December, so every joke he's made has something to do with Harry Potter lately.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I'm on nearly Order of the Phoenix. That's what I'm on right now.
You know, there's a Harry Potter MMORPG coming out.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, Harry Potter Legacy.
See, it looks cool, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if it's something you can be able to get into because there's no like.
Bro, I'm gonna be such a fucking sick wizard. I'm
Yeah.
gonna-
Have you ever seen the
so
RPG videos on YouTube? Please tell me you have. Like when people, GTA roleplay and like Harry Potter roleplay are so funny. It's when people in their 30s genuinely will like pretend to like in GTA like be a police officer or be like a mechanic and they take it so seriously. They'll be like, "Do you know why I pulled you over today? Can I see your license and registration?"
It's like ASP.
Oh, is that a wand in your pants? Are you just happy to see me,
Yeah,
Harry?
that's for content. They're doing it for their own pleasure. Their kid is sitting there downstairs going, "Mommy, Daddy, I need some food," and he's fucking pretending to be a mechanic on GTA.
Right.
Anyway. I don't know how we got there again.
Anyway, John, I'll take it to this. Talking about, we still on the same thing of goals, 2021. Something I want to introduce.
The cosplayer, isn't he?
Wasn't there a third guest that we were going to do?
Oh shit! Yeah, there was. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
we got so off
fine.
topic.
Yeah.
But the GERPGs.
Just let us run, bro.
RPGs.
Who is your? I don't want to say attainable because that seems pretty bad.
Abby Roberts.
Abby Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, that could be.
I've nabbed it because I knew. Were you going to say Abby Roberts?
No, I wasn't going to say
Okay,
that.
I'll say Abby Roberts. Yeah, Abby Roberts.
Abby Roberts for you.
Yeah, extremely interesting character.
Yeah, very, very blown up very quickly, and that would be a really interesting guest.
RPG'd.
I'd like to
RPG'd.
get I'd like to get knowledge, strength, and integrity on, just because I was a massive KSI fan as a kid.
You think
So-
KSI is attainable? Like we
no,
could actually
no.
get KSI
Oh,
on?
no, just because he's in the YouTube scene. I think
he's attainable because we could literally just message him.
Yeah, but also he has a lot on, and I doubt he's number one priority is to come on the Antisocial
but
podcast.
I said like if you have a contact to someone, it will be like, oh, how the hell am I going to contact Harry Redknapp, Alan Shearer, all these people? But I can do it via a contact. But how are we going to get in contact with Harry Styles? I mean,
Yeah, there's no contact with
there's
him.
No contact there. But
apart from like chasing him down to like a hotel or meet and greet and be like, "Harry Styles, come on the Antisocial podcast, Antisocial podcast, signs, come on the podcast."
Well, like we're picking him up from the airport.
Yeah,
we lose on the neon sign.
podcast.
Come on, yes.
Can we not just do that outside KSI's apartment? JJ!
like serenading him. We'll start playing the
Lamborghini!
No, we'll start playing the podcast intro. And a fucking boombox outside us.
Well, like get hyper. Just do the
sake.
video of that. Oh, fucking
I
hell.
mean, Lewis can hold it, and then you could just like break dance in front of us.
Yeah.
Like Ashley Banjo.
Yes.
What the fuck is that? Basically.
Oh, that guy!
Wait, that guy. Ashley Banjo, come on the podcast.
That actually was my attainable guest. So
Who was your attainable
no,
guest?
it wasn't. My person that I think we could get on, who I'd like on, would probably be Jack Sucks at Life. I think he would be a really good guest because I really think I've watched like a lot of his videos. He's from I think Darlington. He's from somewhere in the northeast, and I just think that he's done so well with like how many channels has he got? Like fucking I can't even count at this point, but he's just proper killing it, and he hardly does that many collabs, and he's just on his own thing. Like I think he hasn't done a podcast yet, so I think he would be a really, really interesting guest to get on. Done stuff with like Mr. Beast and everything. I'd quite like him.
No, I get that. Is there any like Americans that you'd be like, I'd love to get them on? Obviously, after this big bastard has passed, because no
James Charles.
Iraq.
Iraq.
No, Iraq. Yes,
Yeah,
I want.
Iraq, the country.
Yeah.
On the podcast.
Yeah. Well, we're on it. Colonel Gaddafi. If you're not hiding anymore, come
You know
on.
what? Let's go to Iraq and let's bring this thing to Iraq. Oh! We'll just stand outside the parliament, just being like, "Woo! Can we come on?"
Who is Iraq?
Iraq does. Do you know who Iraq is?
Yeah, he's a guy. What he did was he. What was he?
He done the Logan Paul couch.
He bought Logan Paul's couches and then
Done like 10 videos with them.
Then he blow them up.
Yeah, he done like a series. We've done like 3 series with it. But he's grew from 1,000 subscribers. What are you laughing at?
Nothing. Don't worry.
He's grew from 1,000 subscribers to 900k in the space of 11 months, which is like, man, what are you doing? What are you laughing at?
Okay, let's see what Funny Man has to say.
Come on.
That'd be
tell
worth
us.
it. Funny man.
Absolutely not. It's fine. American people.
Oh, are you alright? What are you laughing at?
Don't
Get some Tucky's pills,
Funny
guys.
Man.
You
Come on,
know.
Funny Man.
I'll tell you later. Don't worry.
Oh, you tell us
Tell you
later.
later.
Okay, yeah, who was yours again?
Oh, I've completely forgot because Funny Man. What we're talking about? Oh, American YouTubers. I'm friends with Celestia Vega, and I feel it should be interesting.
That would be cool.
Would you like to just slide in?
No, not in her. Behave.
Not into DMs. Mine's in the gutter.
No, our Instagram's gone.
It's gone? Oh, you've checked. Right, okay, interesting.
No, because
Would you like Celestia Vega on, Charlie?
Yeah,
of course
You would. Why would you like her on?
interesting character, isn't it?
Interesting character.
Yeah, very good.
Is that the reason? Why Table's going up on your side very much.
I'm just out here living. I'm just happy to be here, but I don't why. Yeah, moving on.
like she was massive in like 2016, 2017.
She made Charlie
She's
massive
just doing
in
her own stuff now, and I find it interesting. I feel like that's someone I'd be like, oh, be interesting to have a chat to. In terms of other American YouTubers, I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
I think he's got the giggles in, you know.
That's a laughing gas again, guys. I've told him to stop taking NOS. He won't stop.
Who would your American guest be? James Charles.
Yeah, James Charles. Face Banks.
Face Banks is a good one.
Banks.
Really good one.
He's like one of the YouTubers that I used to watch like a lot.
Yeah,
like,
he was
a
good.
lot.
And he's had Mom's Basement as well, which I thought was a really, really, really
Mom's
good.
Basement.
Like, have you seen that? It was like,
Yeah.
I thought it was like the first kind of chat show on YouTube rather than a podcast. I
I feel like it was the weirdest one. There was like Face Banks and Keemstar. I feel like it's just such a weird
Ninja.
duo. It's such a weird duo.
It's like
Keemstar, come on the podcast.
Imagine getting Keemstar.
Keemstar could be attainable at some point.
God, that's a Twitter video
I'm
coming your way.
pretty sure he could think of anything worse than being associated with our group.
Why?
He hates half our group.
That's okay.
Yeah, should we get Keemstar and Alex on the podcast and we can just be in the
Join
middle
one.
and just leave the room?
Well, if you just sit there, we don't even need mics. We just put back-to-back mic. We can just crouch in the
We
corner.
have someone like with one of the mics that goes on top of their head, the little boom mics.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we've chatted about guests' goals. What I want to introduce to you is saying like, for 2021, we'll talk about what we want to do with the podcast. However, what would you feel like about the potential of doing a live show in 2021? An anti-social live show.
What do you mean?
Let's say
Do you mean?
COVID's-
Do you mean live as in Twitch or live as in like face to face? Like
I think like live as in we have like maybe some sort of one-off show that we create.
I'd love
like
that.
Will did with Stephen, but more like podcast.
one off type
Yeah,
thing.
because like I know Happy Hour have done a live show with the podcast.
I feel like we need to make it like more fun and add something to it rather than just like have a boring
sure, for
conversation.
sure.
Especially, but like
Like, you know, Tiny Meat Gang do, where both of them sit on seats and then they'll like have like a thing where they're going back and forth, and then they'll also just have different segments and everything.
yeah,
You know what we should do? It should be like a one every 6 month kind of thing. We could try and do it next year. So you know where Sidemen filmed the video at well, you don't know where, but they did the Sidemen roast. So like Stephen Tries,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. They were there. Those kind of things. That's probably like a 200 capacity, 300 or something. So like doing something like that, and we can schedule like an event.
But
Which I think that'd be great.
yeah, I think I would prefer it to be more. I'm not saying we'd get this many people, but if say it
I
got
prefer a 10,000 Wembley Stadium.
yeah, Will and that got like Will and Stephen got like 1,000 capacity places. I would think for us, I think it would be nice to have like a little enclosed one.
But you know, say for example, like transfer that to like music. So I've seen the 1975 like 5 or 6 times or something. But
flex.
the first, yeah, weird flex, but okay, yeah. The first time I saw them was at Brixton. Now Brixton's like I think it must be like about 3,000 cap or something. And then I've seen them at Reading Festival, like 20,000 people, whatever, how many people, 10,000, how many people that there are there. I saw them at Ali Pali, which is significantly bigger. So every single time that they got bigger, I enjoyed the thing less because it felt less intimate. The first time I saw them, like it was just magical because it was. I love the venue as well, Brixton, but it's just there. So imagine if you're one of 1,000 people in a crowd. Yeah, you are one of 1,000. If you're one of 200, you feel a lot more closer and intimate.
Yeah,
and I think that even with where we're at in our careers and stuff, no matter how big I do get, or you get, or we get, I think I'm always going to like the small things. Take it for an example, if you've heard of Ronnie Scott's, which is a jazz bar in Soho, they have like really famous people, like Lady Gaga. She just did like a little behind closed doors event. It's so famous, but you get like incredible people that just come through, and then you're playing for like 100 people, 200 people. Now imagine you have Lady Gaga just chilling on the stage right in front of you at like really like.
Yeah,
we are different to Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
We're not quite Lady Gaga, but.
Pretty much Charlie's saying that we are exclusive as fucking really famous. And that's what we should be doing.
No, I'm saying like you have progression, but it would always be nice. I really love small, intimate gigs and venues.
Of course, I think everyone prefers that because, like, for example, I'm like a Harry Styles fan, but I wouldn't want to go to a Harry Styles concert at the O2 where it's how many other thousand people and I'm like 400 rows back. But I remember he done that gig at the Electric Ballroom at the start of this year, and I don't know how many that was, but it was a way smaller venue because it's like one of the little private concert type things.
Do you know if we're going to go to one of them venues, what mode of transport would we actually take to get there?
Oh, good question.
Bus.
Wait,
A bus?
Would I take,
Or free bus pass,
Cycle.
I get that. Yeah.
would I take the train?
You could take the train, but
I might fly.
You could fly, but
Yeah.
you know what would
Helicopter.
Be, yeah, but you know what would be the best option financially?
Piggyback.
To get insured and drive a car there with Adrian Flux.
It makes so much sense.
Let's get into the integration.
So yes, as you know, back in 2020, as always, you know who the sponsor is. We know who the sponsor is. Who is it, Cam? Who is it, Charlie?
It's Adrian Flux. So Adrian Flux have been sponsoring us for 7 months now, I want to say.
This is the 7th.
This is the 7th month. And
Thank you so
obviously-
much, my guys.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We love yous.
Everyone has been responding really well with it. That's why we've had it extended. But what I really want to hammer home for the new people that might not necessarily know Adrian Flux, what can they get if they click the first link in the description, Lewis?
Well, the thing is, Adrian Flux sponsor in young and learner drivers, and I know that's exactly our demographic. So what you need to do is click the first link in the description and see what offers they have there for you.
Yeah, Charlie, how much do you think you can save with a black box deal?
A lot.
Exactly, and if that's not convinced you, I don't know what will.
Yeah, so please click the first link in the description now to save money on your next car insurance. If you haven't even passed, if you have passed, just go and do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Or
Do
your
it.
mum doesn't love you.
Okay. Away and back to the podcast.
And thank you very much to Adrian Flux for being the sponsors of this podcast going into 2021. Cam, we are going to be talking about things in 2021.
Yes, so
Current
I
affairs.
think the first thing we need to talk about, the biggest thing that's been announced, that is going to happen in, I believe, February 2021.
Yes.
It's Logan Paul is going to be fighting Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, what do we think about this?
So February's going to be a big month. We've got a big fight and then Clash of Creators as well.
Clash, yeah,
Same
it's
month.
Clash of Creators.
February 16th.
Wait, before Clash of Creators,
Yeah.
what do you think about the whole Logan Paul fight? Who's your money on? Come on, give us a real answer.
Listen, all right.
You don't have to hurt Floyd's feelings, all right?
If Floyd's going to win, like it will be, but I can only respect Logan for the hustle of that, you know. I can only respect it, but yeah, Floyd Mayweather.
You seen Floyd Mayweather?
For sure.
Nah, Logan Paul, 100%. Logan Paul's only lost one fight, and it was against the greatest fighter of all time. So there's only going to be. It's just silly if you think about it. No chance of him losing.
Yeah.
No chance. Look at the height of him. Floyd's 50, and he's
How old? How old? No, how tall is he?
Oh, have you not seen the photo where they're like?
I know, it's ridiculous.
It's like big kook, little kook.
It's ridiculous. Don't remember this on CBBC.
Anyway, yeah, I think that it's going to be a really interesting one. You know, like I think it's obviously Floyd Mayweather is probably going to win. But what I think, the one fact of this that you can't put past Logan Paul, has Floyd Mayweather ever beat KSI?
no, he hasn't. Exactly.
Beat me.
If you beat knowledge, strength, and integrity, you've got to put respect on that name. Actually, Logan Paul didn't even beat him, did he?
Yeah,
No,
No, that's
I was a bit confused why I was doing that. I find it makes me laugh how stupid some people in the world actually are. If they're like, Logan Paul actually thinks he can beat. No, it's a fucking win-win for him.
Yeah.
You lose your fight, you lost against the best boxer potentially to ever live. You land a punch on him, congrats. You landed a punch on the best player to ever live, and you're coming home with a fucking bag.
Bag.
If you think Logan Paul is going into there being like, I'm 100% going to beat him, you're a fucking idiot. And you're an idiot. It's for money. It's for money.
It is. What annoys me is when people go, why do you even think he stands a chance? Like boxing fans, right? If you got given the opportunity, 30, 40 mil.
I think the only person that I wouldn't fight for that is Khabib. Like, I just couldn't do it.
Oh, fuck Khabib, man. I'll fucking knock him out.
Are you serious?
Mate, I don't know.
That's so easy because Khabib.
I just think he would just snap my neck.
No. He'll put you in a submission. That's fine. You go,
like
Khabib, choke me. Done.
Where's Khabib? Take my body.
Whereas
Khabib, choke me.
Whereas there's no easy way out for someone like Prime Mike Tyson. He's going to box your fucking head off.
I mean, to be
whereas
fair,
Khabib submission, there's no problem.
Yeah, it's no problem. It's, you know what? Probably would put a dampener on my day if Khabib got us in a submission. You know, wouldn't be me first on my to-do list waking up. You know,
I'm not gonna lie. The second that he puts his arms around my thing, I'm just gonna tap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So-
but then that's just a bit peak.
But
But it's a win-win. Like you
Exactly,
say. It's
exactly.
incredible. I can only like.
And it's a
respect it.
lose-lose for Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. How's it a lose-lose? Well, it's a win-lose for he's got more on the line.
he's not-
If Floyd loses, that
Floyd's
is just
not going to
a
get
loss.
Floyd's not going to get anywhere near as much money as he got for the Pacquiao fight, for the McGregor fight. So it's not going to be one of his biggest paydays, but this is going to be Logan Paul's biggest payday. Like I
Yeah,
said,
true.
it's a win-win. If he loses against Mayweather, people aren't going to be like, "Ha, you lost against Floyd Mayweather." It's like,
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's also a big thing for Logan for mainstream, as in, I think I've listened to Impulsive, he's always talking about movies and stuff. I think this is a really big thing where he'll go very mainstream now.
You know how JJ's gone mainstream and he's kind of probably hit celebrity status?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Sidemen, huge, but none of them are celebrity status in my eyes. But KSI has gone celebrity status because of like music
Mm-hmm.
and going on to do different things. I'm just his.
oh,
COVID. No, I think that the whole thing, that's probably how Logan's going to transition from one to the other. Like going from YouTube to music is so tough, but trying to take it from one thing where people know you for into a different thing, i.e. sport, boxing, going to different things like acting, music, all that kind of thing. You get so confined.
I really respect the people like JJ, like Logan, where they try to break the boundaries for other people. Like their fight where they two fought, how many more sponsorships and everything come into YouTube?
How cool is that, though?
crazy. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
mental. So I feel like that's why I also want Logan Paul to win, because do you realise how sweet it'd be if boxing fans went into meltdown that their greatest fighter to ever live got bet by a YouTuber?
But the reason will be, well, he's like fucking 47, same age as Charlie. So
For fuck's sake! But talk about like the butterfly effect, yeah. And we were saying like how it all started with like Leo Baker to Joe Weller, and if that never happened, then obviously all this would happen. If JJ lost his first fight against Joe Weller, all of the domino effect from everything that passed on from
definitely.
that, we wouldn't be where we are now. But also think about when you were saying when Logan and JJ like paved the way for other people, the YouTube event which they ran, which was their first fight run by Upload. Think of all the YouTubers that managed to get a chance at that. Like you had Anise and Gibb. Now Anise and Gibb,
You had Hal Ham fighting in the very first one.
but think about like the thing about Anise and Gibb, managed to then get on the Sky Sports thing because we had the opportunity to go from there. So just think about like where those people go and do it. I have nothing but admiration and respect for Logan Paul for like how number one his character arc. But
Joe Weller lost against KSI and was doing the coverage for the Mike Tyson undercard fight.
do you think, and I'll pose this question to you, do you think if Joe Weller beat KSI, do you think that Joe Weller would have fought Logan Paul?
No. Because he's not that character. But that's also the reason why he didn't win. Because I think it was the attitude of JJ just said to himself he couldn't lose. JJ wasn't necessarily a better boxer on pads than what Joe Weller was, but had more fight in him, and then went on to just improve so much. He was better.
So why do you say, let's say Joe Weller does beat him, he had more heart, whatever. Why wouldn't Joe Weller get the Logan Paul fight?
Because
I don't think he wouldn't have strived for it. I think he'd have been happy with that. You see him with his YouTube, you see him with his podcast. If stuff's doing well, it doesn't strive him. He just does what he wants, I guess.
So
Think about how JJ and his approach, like JJ was looking for Russells. like he would try and instigate like confrontation between that, whereas Joe Weller's not really like that at all.
Yeah, I think the difference with KSI is he really, really, really wants to be the best, and I think he doesn't have that any barriers in front of him. He thinks that he can do whatever he puts his mind to, whereas I think Joe, I don't know Joe, but from watching him, I feel like he kind of struggles with that a little bit.
I feel like he just wants to do what makes him happy. I feel like he doesn't like pushing himself out of his comfort zone, which is fine.
Yeah, so
Everyone's different.
that's the reason we think that he wouldn't have got the fight.
Yeah.
Now, do we think we would like to see Joe Weller versus like anyone else? Would you like to see Joe Weller fight again?
No.
No?
No.
I was going to say Jake Paul there, but then I think Jake Paul's past
absolutely
that.
batter him.
Yeah.
Like if he can't, I think that JJ would get obliterated by Jake Paul.
Really?
From his first fight. When JJ was at that first fight. And JJ's improved since that first fight with Joe Weller, as has Jake Paul. Joe Weller definitely hasn't.
Well, I'll put this. Why do you think KSI didn't get the Mayweather fight?
Because number one, I'd say it would be a contract thing, also be a timing thing. I think JJ set out and did what he strived to do when it came to boxing, whereas Logan and Jake Paul are trying to seek something more. It's a money-based kind of thing.
Well, you see Logan Paul for his content. It's not necessarily anything to do with boxing. You've seen him. I don't know if any of you've seen the slap video where he wanted to go. He wanted to go to Russia to face the world slap champion instead of just facing just anyone. He likes to go right to the top. He likes to he did in that video as well where he wrestled a bear. He just likes to do something that's like completely out of his comfort zone. I feel like that's one of them things. He's always done that on YouTube.
That's the same as KSI though. So why didn't KSI get the Mayweather fight? Do you think it's because Logan's podcast is more like he gets more mainstream people on?
I think Logan's more extreme than JJ.
I don't think JJ has ever, before any of that talk, had in his mind, I want to fight Floyd Mayweather. I think that's just like such a weird thing to do, because I wouldn't think in a million years that Floyd Mayweather would accept a fight for a YouTuber.
Yeah, very true. But it's just kind of.
Where are you trying to direct us here, Cam?
I'm just trying to wrap my head around why Logan Paul gets that fight when he's lost 2 fights.
Well,
contacts.
It's. You know what? Actually, I'm going to say what I think it probably is a demographic. Where was it you who said like what Mike Tyson said about YouTube boxing?
Yeah, he said it saved Mike Tyson. His exact word was it saved a dying sport.
So Eddie Hearn's obviously since that whole thing, he's seen like the initial upload event. Then he's been in messages of Ethan and other people like that who like in the kind of scene. They've seen what the YouTubers demographic and the whole scene has given to boxing as like a dying sport, so to speak. Boxing, I think, is very entertaining, but probably the most ancient out of all of the modern sports. Like it just seems so far behind.
Do you know what it is? It's because what it reminds a lot of WWE, where there's characters and every single wrestler is a character. With MMA, you have all the characters, everyone's personality, there's different, this person, this one. Whereas boxing, it's Anthony Joshua being like, I'm just really happy for the next fight. Whereas in MMA, it's like, I'm going to fucking kill this guy. And people are more invested.
Look at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's the only boxer that I'm like, I watch his fights.
I agree, but Tyson Fury is probably the person carrying boxing. Would you not agree?
Yeah, that's
one of the most pivotal members.
And he's not only a fantastic fighter, but he's got an amazing personality.
And a great story.
Yeah, and he's the only person I watch fights. Yeah. I didn't watch Anthony Joshua's fight the other night. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I watch every Fury fight though.
Exactly, because YouTube fan base aren't there for the boxing. It could be MMA, it could be whatever. They're there for the personalities, and I just feel like with boxing, it just doesn't have that thing. Anyway, we got kind of off topic there. The next thing I'm talking about is the whole Jake Paul thing, right? So we've talked about Logan Paul.
Twat.
Thought you were going to go into Clash of Creators.
No. Yeah.
We'll
That's the real.
Yeah, we'll talk about Jake Paul, then we'll go on Clash of Creators.
The real sportsman event.
What are we thinking about? The latest thing, when this goes out, the latest thing now was Jake Paul with Dylan Dennis. Did you see the video where he pulled up to him?
Yes.
So he pulled up to him, and did he throw food off him?
Toilet paper. I thought it was food, it's toilet paper.
He threw toilet paper off him when Dylan Dennis was doing an interview outside of, I think it was a gym, and Jake Paul comes on like a truck, and he just throws it at him. And then Dylan Dennis obviously sees it's Jake Paul, runs after the truck, and Jake Paul, whoever is driving the thing, drives away. So, Jake Paul throws toilet paper off and then goes away. Not really that hard, is it? Would you say that's like being a tough person?
It's not being a tough. People see, once again, that's people on TikTok being like, "Oh my god, he done that, then drove away. He's such a pussy. What's he going to do? Sit there and fight him for free when he could fight him for millions?" No,
but I think
he's not an idiot.
Well, why have you just lobbed toilet paper at his head?
To force a contract, to force a fight is business. I don't like Jake Paul, but it's clear as day just to see that he's clearly trying to he's trying to get in his head to. Mate, he's following 2 people on Instagram. One's fucking Conor McGregor's wife, and the other's fucking Dylan Dennis's girlfriend. Mate, he's not a fucking dumb person.
What was that saying? You in the car?
He knows. So I don't think he's like I don't think he's got common sense. But I feel like business-wise, he knows how to get in people's heads.
He knows how to get reactions.
Yes, that's what he's doing. He's not. You think he wanted to be like, "Hey, Conor McGregor, do you want a fight?" He's not going to respond. If he goes, "Conor McGregor, your wife's fucking ugly. You're fucking this, you're fucking that," that's going to fucking rile him up. And I do think that's probably dodgy since he is a fucking trained killer.
Yeah. I think with Jake Paul, he's just a bit. He's like, you know when you saying that comment about something. What was it? I'm 2-0 or something, and you're like that. I think that's really funny. Like, I honestly think, because Jake Paul isn't saying that seriously. Like, people obviously, you'll probably take it literally and be like, he actually means it. He's taking the piss. You can
I
just
hope
see
he
that.
is, but if you look in his eyes, and you're just like, I really fucking hate you. If you don't like him, you're not going to take it for banter, are you?
No,
do you get what I mean?
Nobody likes Jake Paul, and that's why he's feeding into it.
I think he's invincible. I think he's just had so much that he can deal with anything now. Like, he's been at the lowest of the low. He can just deal with. He's like, you know what? I'm already at the bottom. Let's just fucking just pissed off everyone.
Yeah. He's gonna get battered though.
He's gonna get battered.
But the thing is, part of me, I want to like Jake Paul. I just can't. And
he's so unlikable. He's so unlikable.
It's like, but the thing is, if the cameras, like, I don't like to pass so much judgment off if I don't know a person. But you're such a twat on camera. Like, I just I hope that if someone says something about someone's wife or whatever, like even parts of when JJ was saying shit about Logan, I was just like, I hope he chins you just for a second. Like, doesn't beat you, but you do deserve a bit of a smack for that.
Did you say you called that D-Devil in a 4?
Yeah.
A 4?
A 4, yeah.
Like, what fucking... what?
Well, he's not going to call her an 8. That's not insulting. He needs to just be like, 4.
But why a 4? Why wasn't it like a 1 or a 2? Why a 4?
Because 4's like, it's still passable. A couple Stellas, it's passable.
Like if you say like 1 or 2, it's like, oh, they're obviously just taking a piss. Whereas if you're like, oh, it's a 4. It's
he really fucking means that, man. Fucking hell, Jake Paul.
Conor McGregor, shiver me timbers. But no, I like what I was saying to you. I don't think Conor McGregor is the type of person to respond online. I genuinely think he's the type of person, maybe not 2020, 2021 McGregor, but definitely 2018 cokehead McGregor would have pulled up to his fucking house. Yes, that's a phase that he went through. Yeah. 2018 cokehead McGregor would have pulled up with all these gangs, goons, whatever they're called, and fucking just done whatever. Yes.
So, last, just to finish the Jake Paul stuff, who do we think Jake Paul will actually fight?
It would make me so happy if he gets the McGregor fight. It would make me so happy.
Would you rather see McGregor than KSI? Like, because obviously you know JJ and stuff.
What do you mean?
Is a fight?
Oh, would I rather the Jake Paul...
KSI?
There'll be too much riding on Jake Paul KSI fight for me, because I think that Jake Paul is a better fighter than Logan. Like, I think he's a better boxer.
Mm-hmm. So he's better than JJ?
But that's what I mean. Like, but JJ hasn't been training. Like, when he's finished his boxing camps and stuff after that, he's been training and doing fitness from what I know, but I don't think he's been, like, boxing camping. And I know that Jake's getting himself ready for a big fight. So he'd already have time on him.
I just think with JJ, he gets doubted every time. Every single boxing match he's went into, he's going to lose.
But I was so fucking nervous for that fight. I don't think I could hack that again. Like, I was so nervous for that fight. And yeah, I'd obviously back him and I believe in him. But like, if it does go wrong, you know, like when you talk about like the whole like dominoes butterfly effect, it's just got to continue to rise and rise and rise. And sometimes, you know, if you just overstep and you take that one fight you probably shouldn't take, or you do that one action that you shouldn't do, I don't know.
He shouldn't force himself into it.
Exactly. He's doing really well with his music, so why would he do it?
He's saying that. He's not being like, oh, I really want to... He's like, oh, I'm just... He's doing his thing now.
I feel like if he fought him, he'd win. Honestly, because I've doubted KSI too much.
I think so.
I can't sit there and be like, yeah, he'll win, because they're not professional boxers at the end of the day. Sometimes you could literally just take one clip of the jaw and you're done. That's fighting for pros, let alone people who are amateurs. You know, it could be a good day for JJ. It could be a good day for Jake. Anything could happen. They could fight each other 3 days in a row and win one, and then the other person wins the next day.
Us 3 versus Jake Paul, who do you think would win?
I'd absolutely cave his head in.
What, by yourself?
Yeah, by myself. batter you little bitch. No.
Yeah, Charlie's went to West Ham game, so that's good. That's enough training
I'm
as it
actually
is.
blooded. I may paint my fingernails, but I'll batter you.
Yeah, he's been in ADL marches and everything. that boy.
Everything, absolutely everything.
No, I'd prefer him to see him fight an actual fighter,
Yeah.
just so he can get caved and like. But that's the thing.
Humbling.
In boxing, you can never get that badly hurt. Whereas where it's like MMA, I just love when it's someone like Khabib,
So hammer fisting.
like Khabib's just on top of him. Just like I think my favourite time is where, if you don't know, search up on YouTube Khabib talking to his opponents in the cage, and it's so brilliant. Like when he's on. There's a point where he's on top of McGregor and he's hitting him. He's going, "Let's talk now, huh? Let's talk now. Come on, you talk about my family. Let's talk now."
You put my hand around my throat, you know. I would. But
It's like, I can't.
it's not kind of kinky, actually, Khabib.
It wasn't actually. He was like that and just getting his face battered. Or there's one time, I think he's fighting. Oh, I forget what his surname. Michael Johnson. Michael something. He's fighting someone, and then he's going, "Give up, Mike." He's literally fucking ground the pound and was going, "Give up, Mike. Give up." Imagine getting your fucking head kept, and as someone says, "Give up." You're sitting there going, and they're like, "Give up, give up."
Little did people know, if anyone checked Mike's pants at that point.
Soiled.
Yeah.
I'd like to see. I'd like to see Jake fight McGregor because it would be like that step again, like for YouTubers crossing like platforms. I think as a fight, after what Jake's saying to like McGregor, he'd probably walk into that fight being like, "I'm going to show this fucking bitch like what I could do." Whereas if Jake then says whatever the hell he wants to JJ's going to be like, I don't actually care
I just
that
think
much. I'm
McGregor
going
just
to
won't
fight."
even respond though.
Yeah, I feel like what I was saying.
He's too big, man.
I think it's the wrong McGregor. I feel like what I'm saying. This McGregor right now, that since the Cerrone fight, he's like a family man. He's really concentrating on this next Dustin Poirier fight. But if it was 2018 Cokehead McGregor, he would have probably answered, probably fucking sent him abusive messages and
I just
fucking
think
killed
for me,
him.
like
I can't see it happening.
Mayweather's like how old now?
44, some shit like that.
How many years do you think he's got left of boxing pro?
Well, he's retired like 5 times.
Exactly. So like, he hasn't got anything.
Well, this is not.
But he hasn't got. But he hasn't got. But he keeps his name relevant.
This
He
is-
doesn't like money bags. Kind of. Do you get what I mean?
But this is an exhibition fight. It's not an exhibition. Can you be like kind of like charity?
It's
Not charity.
Yeah,
but yeah.
of course. Well, definitely not for charity. This
Yeah.
is not going to charity. But their own charity. But you see, like what I mean. Like he's not like relevant, so to speak. Like names and stuff come and go, and then taking that
Like an
fight
ego
will make
thing.
it. But he's such a big name, Floyd Mayweather. So like you'll be like, okay, take that fight. That fight is done. It's a win-win for him really because all the traction that comes to socials brings him money into his gyms, all that kind of stuff. People like want to come to that again. And people talk about it.
Yeah, I get that.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
Whereas if it just goes, it's just another YouTube fight.
I think
then
it's
again.
it's opposite of McGregor. I think McGregor will just be like with that meme where it's like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
He's just gonna be like that with.
But he
with
doesn't.
Jake Paul.
He's still going though, isn't he?
But you've seen how cringy Jake Paul's trash talk is. I feel like it'd be so funny if he was trash talking McGregor.
Oh, McGregor would batter him in the trash talk.
And then,
that'd be so
but
good.
what I would tell you, what trash talk would be funny would be the Logan Paul Mayweather, because do you know how like Logan Paul was doing all like the math stuff to like JJ, but the actual thing is there is like the whole stigma around that Floyd Mayweather can't actually read. Like, he can't read apparently. I don't know what.
What you got a backpack on for? You can't even read.
Yeah, he can't even read. He don't go to school.
Anyway,
You're 44 years old. You got a backpack on.
we've talked about them two things. I think we should go on the biggest thing happening in 2021.
Massive.
Clash of Creators.
Fucking you. You're Callum G. Do you want to come on the podcast?
Yeah, I don't know if you've actually asked. So if you do want to come on, just ask her. Just
Yeah, I think
Fine.
you should like just tweet us or like comment us, just saying like about how I should get in the podcast.
Yeah,
just once.
Just once as well. Like
Maybe send us an email. You know?
Yeah, you haven't actually done it, so yeah. Just
It becomes less conviction when your voice cracks.
yeah, I just really want them on. Bambino Becky and Dan
I thought you were
Ranty.
going to say she was playing fucking centre back in half.
Show me that shit he's on. They've just been announced as the presenters of Clash of
So wait, they're the
Creators.
presenters. Lauren Alexis is the cheerleader, and then we're all the
Is she
players.
fucking going to be the cheerleader? though?
Apparently
Is she
so.
she is
Apparently
not
so.
going to be the cheerleader. What? Is she just going to stand in the centre circle by herself or just
Like Fast
work?
and Furious. Play ball!
Yeah, she's going to take the WAP dance by herself in the middle.
Have you
before
seen
the
her
game.
TikTok dances on
Yes.
YouTube?
No.
I've not seen her TikTok dances.
Her YouTube videos.
Yeah,
TikTok
YouTube ones.
dances.
Yeah, the YouTube ones.
I attempt dirty TikTok. Dad, she's just there, just not doing them.
A live reenactment for the Clash of Creators 12-year-olds.
I just hope that we're all on the same team. Because
I don't.
we- no, we
I
don't.
want to fucking snap both of you, like.
Oh, you think you can snap us?
Yeah.
You played against me. You didn't do fuck all. You literally went off.
Charlie, that was a YouTube match.
What the hell is this?
This is war.
This is it's in the name.
Yeah.
Clash of Gladiators. Literally.
Yeah.
Well, I will probably snap someone. I just don't know who.
If you could snap one person.
He's so tall. I get angry man syndrome. Angry man syndrome. I get that as well. You small man syndrome. I just want to. I want to crunch everyone bigger than me. I'm like,
You'd be right back. Moggs be left wing. You'd come up against each other. Moggs would go pause and then just run past you.
I would probably. I would half whoever I can get the best title out of.
Oh yeah,
So, like-
that's gotta be. It's gotta be a title thing. You know the Will thing with Rice Gun, where he just literally halved it for a
exactly.
title.
So it needs to be who I think I'd get the best title out of.
Who come off?
how good would a video be if you got yourself to set like some challenges and stuff to do during the games? So like,
I'm gonna have a video of
like
this.
snap Morgs.
Snap Moggs.
So you like, off the ball, just go and like tackle him. You might not get the ball for the whole game. Just run up to the fucking.
Because
side.
I don't care what they say, you can't get sent off in a charity match. They will just sub you off. They can't
put the
send
sin
you
bin.
off. Yeah, they can't send you off.
But I don't understand how the whole Clash of Clans, how the Clash of Creators event's going to work because there's 4 teams.
40 YouTubers are playing.
It was going to be
44 minimum.
No, it was going to be 4 teams, and now it's 2, I believe, because I got an email.
Oh, so it's a 90-minute match. I think it'll be fucked. It'll be fine for me.
Let me check the
He looks
email.
at the email. Could you last a whole 90-minute game?
Mate, I'd do it in, week out. It's just when it gets to the bedroom, I can't last long.
His asthma says otherwise.
Yeah, the last time I played football like that was 16, and I don't think I could last that much.
Well, you said you were going to start coming with me to my Sunday teams.
The reason was I fell out of love with football when I was 15 or 6. Not like watching it, just actually playing it because it's too serious for us at one point.
I think the thing is for me, like I play football for my Sunday league team, Thames, and we've had like I think it's our 4th season, but it's like the team unity that's come with this season has been so good, like it's so good, and like it's changed. Like from the first season, it started as like a West Ham fan like football team to then develop into. Now, no, most of the people aren't West Ham fans, but it's been so enjoyable for us to play football together, and then you go to the pub with each other after. COVID's fucking us constantly, but I think that will benefit. I think that will benefit you because it's something to do like on the weekend. You'll like meet new people, get out and about.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna enjoy it, and I need some preparation for Clash of Creators. I need some like fitness.
You should. The fitness.
Yeah. So what would you say?
On the email, there's only 2 kits. I'm assuming it's only 2 teams.
Oh, so that means that we could be on different teams.
Oh,
then.
we got to be on the same team. Like,
No,
we got to clap the cunts.
We said
clap the cunts.
We play every week. So I was like, I only want to play if I'm playing with my mates. I don't want to be playing beside someone I don't know or necessarily like. I'm not going to pass the ball.
Who
to them.
is that?
I'm not going to
specifically?
pass the ball to them. They're in on goal, and Lewis is just like, nah, I'd rather
Sorry,
go back.
mate. I saw that video. I'm just not a fan.
Wasn't a fan of the pause challenge marks.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? No. There's not anything I dislike off the top of my head. Just like I don't know. I don't really want to play people I'm comfortable with. Whereas people we play in weekend, we know how they run, we know how they tackle, we know them. So I feel like I'm a competitive player. I don't give a fuck if it's a charity.
You know what I might actually do?
I'm competitive at everything. If
Just
I don't win,
clamp road to short.
I was literally just thinking that.
Oh!
Bro, the title and thumbnail of that.
I killed road to short.
But Harry's so nice.
Oh, he's so nice.
I feel so bad.
But he's a donkey, like on a football pitch. Like no, as in not in a bad way. But like
you hear this, Harry.
He's not watching this. Come on.
He's definitely going to clamp me, like. But he's such a utility player. Like you'll say, go right back, go centre back, go away. He'll just play there. He's just like a lower version of a Sunday League player of Milner.
Oh, so
Milner. He is Milner.
So what you're saying is Roadshow has no talent. Now I wouldn't agree
I
with
wouldn't
that.
say that. That's not what I was saying. I just say that he can play anywhere and just does it.
So are you saying that you're going to snap Roadshow in the Clash of Creators game?
No, I'm definitely going to go for Morgs.
Okay.
What positions would you all want to play?
Right back. So
Right
play
back.
left
In the
wing.
change room.
Morgs, yeah. You'll be left wing, right? Or right?
I'd just wherever Bob Barnum puts us, I'll play.
Bob Barnum.
Yeah.
I used to play left back when I was younger, but I feel like I'm just too big and heavy and clunky for left back now. So I prefer to see. I hate man marking because I don't want to man mark
Are
someone.
you going to man mark?
No, I don't want to sit and man mark some little goon who's hugging the sideline. I just want to chase after the ball and just crunch everyone.
Who are you going to man mark in a Creators fucking game?
Oh well, it's a game of football, but you have
I'm playing
mark.
to win, by the way. I'm playing to
Oh,
win.
you're not playing to
I'm
win,
playing
man.
to
Mate,
win, yeah.
you
I'm
think
training
gonna-
week
you
in,
think
week
I'm-
out.
You think I'm going to see somebody and go, oh, I'm just going to leave him? No, obviously obviously you're gonna have to play the game like it's a game of fucking football. I'm not gonna play it like it's fucking racquetball.
I'm just going
run
for the
about
laugh,
place.
mate. I'm going for the free
No,
prize.
no, it's for fun. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
but
I'm not
you
going to take it half as seriously as what I do for my Sundays, but I want to win. I don't play football to lose. Do you do stuff to lose?
Yeah.
No, but you know when you win the Clash of Creators
I
game,
will slide tackle someone at the last man to not
I'm
concede.
going for a title and thumbnail. That is literally the
So
only
I'll be
reason I'm
sliding all over the gaff.
going. Okay, great. Where is it?
I'm going to hurt someone.
Where is it?
Don't know.
Wait, is it in a football stadium? Or
Yes.
is it in a park?
In a fucking park. It's in the Excel Centre. No, of course it's in fucking. I forgot what team it is. but it's in
It was like Clapton at first, right? Wasn't it? And then I think they were changing it because they were looking for more capacity.
I swear it's going to be like 2,000 or 3,000 people. We're going to have the biggest attendance of any football game ever.
Oh yeah, in 2021.
Yeah, oh, fuck's sake.
More people are watching Chelsea. That's actually hilarious.
Come on, cock.
I feel like to put respect on the people's names that have done it. Like, to be fair to them, it might be a bit like
It's hard.
It is hard. Like, to create it from nothing. Like, let's face it, I don't know how much they were in the scene beforehand, and we do take the piss and everything, but it is actually they've done really well. Would you not agree?
I mean, like credit, like
of course.
obviously, everyone else that's in and behind. Like, I think there's what is it, Callum G?
Yeah.
yeah. There's
Bob Bonham.
there's Tamika, there's Tom Fardham. I'll give him his name. There you go, Toby.
Tom Fardham, did you say
Yeah,
that?
Tom Fardham.
He's so trailer.
Yeah, so there's Tom Sharman, everyone else that's like in and around that scene. It's not easy. It's hard to fucking organise a podcast where you just need to get one person, let alone at least 22 people. You know?
Especially how bad people can be with like messaging back now. Like I've read that email, I've not even replied yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I know even in like our group chat, the football group chat, like we there was a time where we were just literally all talking about that.
Well, that's what we were saying. I was like, it's almost like what if one of your mates is going to do something, you're like, if you do it, I'll do it. We were all like, you know what?
The
if you do
dominoes
it, we all do
effect.
it.
Yeah, it's all about dominoes.
So that's why all of us, I swear like all of us got announced in like 2 days because we were like, you know what, let's just do it.
Yeah, and my favourite thing was everything where you know when they like he can do it on the the little
Oh my
taglines
God.
everyone had.
Someone said, did you get like a little tag in the line?
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
Mine was, he reacts to many things on his channel, but how will we react to his performance?
Mine was just like, here's Charlie Roxburgh. Can he be a rocks in the box? Who the fuck came up with that? Who the fuck? I would have.
It makes sense.
He's a fox in the box.
I
He's a
really
rocks
do.
in the
I really
box.
do hope Tom Barnum's starting up front though.
Tom Barnum. Is he playing?
Just a shit house.
I hope he
up
is.
front.
I hope. No, I genuinely.
He won't be playing.
I genuinely hope he's up front, Tom Barnum.
Have you seen?
And then we've got Callum P at the
Have you seen
back.
his glasses? Like they are thick.
He wear goggles. Deji wore like a fucking mask, didn't he?
That was the funniest thing I saw. Fucking Deji's like Edgar David's glasses, but couldn't play football. It was like he was
Yeah,
blind.
you've got to be good to pull them off. Like,
Oh, you got me so good.
imagine turning up and playing someone that had fucking goggles on.
Yeah.
So
So,
like Michael Phelps.
If they're not, I don't care. I want Tom Barman up top and I want Callum P in behind. I feel like that'll be unreal.
I'm looking forward to the game though because if it's like a full size like two teams, so it's
Mine was like a 5-a-side
no.
pitch.
We've rocked up to
22
to
players.
Shoreditch Power League.
The crowd are actually in the ground as well.
What
Like
I'm
a game
looking
of
forward
fucking
to
FIFA Volta.
is playing on a nice pitch because I played on like decent pitches before, but I've never played on like a nice pitch. And I think that's the one thing that I was always jealous of when there was like Wembley Cup, when there was all these kind of things. Yeah, lucky boy. Is that I've played Baku, you know, where the Europa League. Final was last year. So I went there with Ethan last year and we played on the pitch a couple of days after and I was like, oh fuck me, it must be easy to be pro. Like, oh my God. Dribbling. I was actually a good dribbler because the fucking ball's not hitting my knees.
Yeah.
I play every Sunday. I was like, I don't know where the ball's going.
What I found about Wembley was the pitch was so big. It felt like I wouldn't be able to run the whole pitch.
It makes you really respect how fit football players are because you know that they're fit. But like I play Sunday League. If you didn't know, but I play on the pitches.
Play Sunday League.
Yeah,
Oh, did you?
yeah. I actually play Sunday League, guys. A captain of my team, if you didn't know.
Explains the misogyny.
But the pitch itself, I was always associating those with like full size pitches, but they're really not.
And when you go to the
full-size
other side,
pitches.
you're like, fuck, this
Yeah,
is...
and when you're actually on it, you're like, fucking hell, it's so much bigger.
You wish you could train on them to get the fitness there.
Yeah.
I don't know how footballers who are on the opposite side of the pitch hear the manager. You literally are so far away.
Yeah.
Especially when
Man.
there's a crowd.
Yeah. Well, by the way, actually, for the Clash of Creators, are they getting professional footballers to be the managers?
I believe we've got Fog Dad and Bold Martin as the manager.
Yes!
That'd be unreal.
Who would you
though.
want?
That'd be
Well, Fog Dad's actually playing, isn't he? And Bold Martin. No, I'm not joking. He is-
player manager. Like,
he is- no, he is
getting his
play-
wise.
he is
Imagine
play-
just putting like
Oh,
Thug
wait,
Dad in the hole.
who was your manager for XO?
We had
Nice.
Adam Boltwood.
Well, that must have been good. Took a while.
No, but it was Cafu was like the legend that you played with. There wasn't like an actual like manager.
Massive cock cafe.
Massive cock Cafu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the clash of creators? Like, Legend's going to be like Stuart Downing?
Down in.
It's actually
Paul Konchesky.
It's actually it's an old YouTuber. I don't know why that sounds so fucking funny.
It's like Ollie White.
Yeah, Oliver.
Ollie White's a legend.
Or like Fred.
V1I. No, let's not let him allow kids.
Oh.
Okay, there shouldn't be fun from that.
Maybe that might be like. Is anything else has happened in 2021, or is that pretty much
It's
it?
Marina Joyce and she actually disappears at points. Can't say that.
Then pops up again, just
Yeah.
in the hole, just whacks one in, top bins.
She'd be decent. She'd be decent.
Yeah, she'd be
flank
very
around the back. No
It's-
one would notice.
Is there anything else in 2021? To round it off, actually, I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
say, what is your... We've talked about at the start, like, goals, everything. What would you be happy with? Like, not just numbers, everything. At the end of 2021, we'll come December, this time next year, what would you be happy with podcast-wise? Like, I mean, like, interaction, like, community, maybe it's views, subscribers, just whatever.
I'd want at least. I feel like I reckon we could easily get like 150k subs, which would be sick. That's a high number. I feel like that's
That's a stretch.
That's
It's
what
good.
No, but that's good.
That's a good goal.
See, I feel like 100k. I'm like, oh, we could surely do that. If we've done 30k in 3 months, surely we can do 100k in 12 months. You know, do the maths, quick maths. That's 120k, technically. So surely we can do that mathematically if we've already done it now. And surely it's only onwards and upwards from here. So 150k, I feel like it is putting the boat out there. But if you're not going to aim higher, you might as well not aim at all.
What about, like, from a community aspect, though?
What do you mean by community?
Like, as in, like, yeah, you get numbers, whatever numbers, but I mean, like, an actual, like, interaction with the viewers. Would we like to...
So I think for my goals for the podcast, for me, I've enjoyed doing the podcast, but where I kind of test it is to see like what kind of content we make together. I'd be interested to see maybe in the back end of next year us do different content together, because we do that on my channel and we do it on each other's channels. But
Well,
you
we've
know,
got things planned, haven't we?
we've got things planned.
We
Yeah,
don't
that's what I
wanna
mean. Like,
mention
if
it.
I'm going to set goals, like I have that in mind. I want us to still do the podcast because I enjoy it. I really love it. I get to meet new people all the time. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But then do more content. I think you've really put something in my head today about doing a live show. So I think for me, I think that'll be class if we can get one of those next year at that comedy club.
Yeah, well, we
Comedy club.
Is that- is that-
That's something to say about us.
We've talked about, obviously,
fucking funeral home.
I don't want to mention it just because, like, just it's our idea and stuff. Well, with what we want to do, but we've got ideas to really try and make, like, this is a podcast channel. This is a podcast, but make antisocial like us, and also like do different style of content on this thing.
Yeah, of course.
Like high production stuff that not many other just podcast channels do.
Just to clarify, it's not that we're saying we want to stop the podcast. I mean, like, we want to do something different, like not like every week, like every like month, every 2 months. We want to do something like quite cool, just out there.
Yeah.
So like a different content. It's us, but doing something else other than just a podcast.
So say, for example, I think that was first brought up when we did the goat yoga video on my channel. And we were just
Yeah,
like,
just
well,
stuff
what
like
if we
that.
do stuff like that together? I think
But really high production.
like the goat yoga.
Well, that
video.
wasn't high production. The
No,
goat
you-
yoga.
What the fuck, Cam? You saying my content's not high
Yeah,
production?
you like the goat yoga, but high production. Shocking.
But what I'm saying is,
Shocking.
some people may not have seen that video, so I'm saying like high production. So it's not if I think goat yoga, I'm going to think someone's just taking a vlog and camera and
Oh
just,
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
just playing
But
with goats.
That's something which I'm only ever interested in doing is more high end content production wise. I would never really like just get a little camera and set up an iPhone. Like, my biggest disaster would be if I ever had to make a video vlogging on an iPhone. Oh God, no disrespect.
God, first word problem.
Yeah. We should say, like, people watching this, if you've watched this far, just with the comments and stuff in the YouTube, just say like what kind of things you'd like to see us, like, antisocial try, bloody blah, like goat yoga stuff that is quite interesting.
Make a cup of tea.
Make a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the idea. I had the idea up for goat yoga anyway, but I said that I'd be doing it again next year.
Yeah.
But I think that if I do it on my channel, great. If we do it on our channel, also great. But we'll do it again next year with baby goats.
Yeah,
so
that'd be quite
that's
cool.
that's the whole. They've told me like the time frame to do it will be when it is next year. But that could be a good one to do.
What
for us.
also I've thought about maybe a Patreon in the new year, so we can really
Should do it for OnlyFans instead of Patreon.
yeah.
I reckon that'd be so
but
great.
I think a Patreon is in
The high tier is the OnlyFans for the Patreon.
yeah, definitely. I think it helps with building a community because let's say the first tier you pay like I don't know £5 a month, and you get like maybe involved in a Patreon only like live Q&A, or maybe you get like a message from us a month, something just like a roast from us, something where it's just we're actually in with the viewers rather than being like here's the podcast.
Or for
watch
example,
it.
the life advice stuff is actually someone that is on the Patreon, because then it shows that they generally will listen. Because sometimes when we do the life advice, I go, what happens if they don't even like listen to it? I'm like, ones where like we've just talked about 10 minutes and they've not even listened to it, because you don't know if they've only listened to like one podcast or they've listened to all of them. So if it was someone who's like a Patreon member, then we would trust that they're going to listen to that sort of stuff. We're not going to waste 10 minutes.
Yeah,
on
so
you. Shocking.
let me know like if you think that would be a good idea, like that kind of thing, because we're
And
always
we've got some
open.
cool designs as well.
Yeah.
I think that's another goal. So for me, would be doing the live production. I think I would set for me personally as 100k. So I think 100k by the end of next year we're happy with. And then also probably the last one will be to develop more clothing ideas. So like less towards the whole but like less towards like very like standard like merchy stuff.
Well,
like
brands.
whatever.
We want to brand everything. Pretty much, we've got a lot of fucking plans. We're not just like, this is a podcast, this is the end. We always want to, all of us,
lift the levels.
all of us, none of us, I don't think, get complacent with anything, which is why we really want to do well with this. We don't want to just do one thing and then just stick with it. We want to keep on trying to push ourselves and see how far we can push the boat out. For everything until
Do you know what one goal could be? So like say for example where we have like YouTuber events and stuff like Sitsy, all those kind of things. I know like people have different ideas and stuff. I think down the line to be able to come up with a concept of something along those kind of lines would be great.
Like an antisocial event.
Maybe.
Oh, that would be quite a good idea.
Don't know if that's 2021. It could be 2022.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got the funding for that. I'm not going
yet,
not going to lie, lads.
But even if we start it off as being like at a YouTube event like together,
I know I know even that you're saying that like you'd love to get like a live show, but even something more not realistic, but like easier for us to.
I don't think that's not realistic.
No. I'm giving an easier option.
Go for it.
For example, like VidCon and Sitsy, how they have their panels and that. Like for example, I remember like Resonate Insomnia. Every creator's got their own like pop-up shop type thing. Like if we had our own little pop-up shop where we have our own little meet and greets, we can sell our clothing, talk to people, even do a live podcast show. That'd be so fucking sick.
I like that, but I also think like fuck Someone in the City in that, because they
Someone in the City. Fuck Someone in the City. Yeah, I don't like
fuck them events that'll just we're gonna bring this and put loads of effort into a show, and then we get nothing out of.
No, for me, like to do like I agree with you. I liked it. See, when I went, but that being said, I agree with that idea. But doing that like event at the comedy club would be for me leveling up something which no one else in the UK is kind of like doing that. They've like as in like just like a one-off little event, just to, like come down to the night. You can invite friends down. It can be a bit of a laugh. It'll be like really like that's when you build communities, when you're doing stuff online.
I love that. I love the idea.
I love the idea of that. I think it'd be great. But then I don't think that the whole panels and stuff like that would be like, oh, that's my. I think there's more of a to-do list. Like,
But for example, but listen to this. Like for example, I know you're saying like, oh, fuck Summer in the City and that, but like I agree. I've not had too many good experiences with Summer in the City. I've had more bad experiences than good experiences. But for example, like Resonate, the gaming event in Glasgow, I had a brilliant time. They were like, do you want to do anything on stage? And I was like, yeah, sure. They let me play
Lewis flossing on the stage.
No, they let me play FIFA on the stage in front of 500 folk. Like and that's on notice.
I think not. I think
they
so.
Don't leave so
not every event is cunts, is what I'm trying to say. Some of them are really nice.
That's not what we said. I'm saying at an event that would be more of like, let's just go to some events this year, and then we could just either scope it out for ourselves or get on a panel.
But
that
why
would
not
be a
do
to-do
both?
list.
Why not do both?
No, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Do both. But that's not like my goal for next year. That'll be a to-do list. That'll be like, let's do it because that'll be something good. For me, a goal would be like, let's do 2 or 3 next year. Of the 2 would be good to do like an event at a thing because that's like credible. That makes us like we've actually done something with that year.
Yeah, I
Go
agree.
into an event and be like, we just jumped on a panel.
Basically, what we're trying to say is we're trying to take over 2021 and become the biggest podcast in the UK. So fuck every other podcast. That's basically what we're trying to say. Isn't it?
Millwall, fuck.
No, I support every other podcast. I think they're all really good.
To be fair,
taking
like
the piss,
nothing but we are just joking. Like nothing but respect to every other podcast that does do that stuff. It is a grind, it's a hustle. But I think where we're talking for our stuff, we enjoy the podcast. Hopefully that you do enjoy the podcast too. But it's more of like, what can we do more?
Yeah.
Because we all want to grow our own channels, but we also want to grow us as a brand and what we can do. Because the way that we've been speaking about Logan, about JJ, these are pioneers. So they started from somewhere. Why can't we do the same?
Exactly.
Do you get what I mean?
I think that's a good way to round the podcast off.
It is.
Honestly.
On to 2021.
We want to be good pioneers.
Yeah,
you know,
good
not
pioneers.
Let's have a cheers.
not like
have a-
Christopher Columbus.
Right,
we want to be a good
To
one.
a good year.
Yeah, to a good
A
year.
better year than 2020 for most people.
Join us
Right?
again soon, next week. So, whatever.
Please
Lots of
do,
love.
if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel.
please.
And have we got an audio section for this one?
Oh,
we have.
No, we do.
We have.
We do today.
So we're doing something a bit different. I know you're thinking, New Year, same podcast. No, shocking.
No,
It's
not the
silly. So what we're doing, we don't know if we're going to do this every week or if we're going to swap. I think we need to chop it and change it.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I think we need to chop and change it just to keep interest. So we don't want to be like life advice was fun, but the questions were getting a lot repetitive. Pretty much all your problems are the same. I'm kidding, but like
We're not.
a lot of the audios was becoming similar. So this time, what we're doing is we're doing a Twitter Q&A. So if you don't follow our Twitter, it's anti-social pod, but the L is an I because that's the closest we could get. And so we've asked you to send in questions, and we're going to just read them. We don't know what they're going to be, but that's what we're going to do
Yes,
now.
And that's what we're going to do right now. So, Cam, would you like to round it off?
Yeah, so just go over to Spotify, please. And also, thank you very much for all the support you've shown with like these last 3 months. It's been actually insane, like blown away. Charlie might have said it was all right, but it has blown away.
No, come
it has
on.
blown away. It has, okay.
I'll give them credit, yeah. Thank you so much for your support. It's just we want to continue to do better.
Yeah, I agree.
So from us, that is a goodbye.
I'm very
You wanna say
happy.
your goodbye?
I'm very grateful.
Yeah, very grateful.
Bye-bye. Let's do a good year.
Bye bye.
Cheers.
Bye bye. Bye bye, driver.